Action across Russia's 9 time zones, ranging in scale and size from groups of only 100 people or so to major rallies like the one that took place here on Bolotnaya Square, attended by tens of thousands of people. But they all have one thing in common: people contesting Sunday's parliamentary election. They want their leaders to listen to them. They came in their thousands, the white ribbon opposition. Most of these people had never even been to a protest before this week, but after an election demonstrators say was rigged in favor of Vladimir Putin's United Russia Party, things have changed.
People realize that they don't exist for the authorities. They want to show they do, and that it's their country as well.
We're here because we think we can change something in our country.
It's the biggest day of protest since Putin entered politics. Most of this crowd is from Russia's educated middle class. For more than 10 years, they've remained silent and cynical about the nation's leaders. But many are now openly calling for Putin to go. After violent clashes earlier on in the week between protesters and police, many of these people are very eager to avoid any form of confrontation. They're calling not for revolution, but for political evolution. And smaller demonstrations took place all over the country. This was the scene in Vladivostok in Russia's far east, up to 1,000 people on the streets. And in St Petersburg, Russia's second city, large crowds gathered wearing white ribbons. But several protesters who started chanting on the street were quickly arrested. A similar story also in the city of Khabarovsk. Faced with so many people, the authorities have little choice but to allow a day of protest. But this is carefully managed dissent, and more than 50,000 police and Interior Ministry troops remain on guard. The protests mark the return of street politics to Russia for the first time since the collapse of the Soviet Union.
Today we're actually celebrating a rebirth of civil society in Russia, because for many years we have known such large crowds gathering together and in one move making their statements and fighting for their political and civil rights.
Nobody knows where all this will end, but they know where their demands start, with a unified call for dignity and justice. Well, usually quick to answer criticism, the Kremlin is remaining quiet. Vladimir Putin's official spokesman said there is no official response from the authorities regarding the rallies. It seems that the Kremlin is remaining quiet, while the protest movement has found its voice.